Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, Oculto, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners. Okay, I'm really here. I just promised a friend that I would send him a link whenever we came live. And we are live. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at news and things that are going on in our city and the rest of the country, things that we want to add to our arsenal, our toolkit of stuff that helps us connect with our city. So we look at news from our city, state, and country. We look at your comments, ideas, and suggestions. We try to find out what you're up to so that we can fine-tune our content every morning and give you what you want, which is why I love your comments. I love reading them because they give me a good idea of what to feature on any given day. Today is Monday, October 26, 28, not 26. Day of the Dead is right around the corner. We have a lot of updates today on what's going on as organized by the city and other events. Today, we don't have a lot of news, but we have a lot of things to share. And no, I will not whine. It will not be whiny. It will be constructive. But I have some feedback to share for anyone that is planning on organizing events for us to attend and wish to have a better outcome of your announcements and your flyers and this, that, and the other. Today, I'm going to have some tips and a quick tutorial on how to use ChatGPT to enhance your descriptions. And this is inspired by 3 lovely events that we received from our dear friends at El Rey Lounge, and also inspired by some events that we saw that the city is announcing for Day of the Dead. And we'll take it from there. So let us get started because there's a lot of stuff to cover. This one, I am so fascinated by this. This is City Council member Victor Bernal. He is in charge of the new Commission of Rules and what they're calling constitutional points for the city. Now, I have no idea why he's smiling specifically, but I found this news item fascinating. You see, last week we posed the question, because the city council posed the question, how lenient should the city be with infractors, with people that break the law, people that do things like speed, or people that don't clean after their dogs when they're out and about, or that kind of thing. And we were talking, I think it was on Saturday, about how the city sometimes tends to be a little bit on the lenient side or forgiving side just because we're a tourist destination. We want people to have a good time. So the city has tended to be a little bit relaxed about laws. But what we learn in this article is that under this new commission, Victor Bernal has found that so many of the rules and laws for our city are so out of touch with modern reality that they desperately need to be updated. Now, think about this. To be a fly on the wall and sit at this meeting and find out exactly what they're talking about, that would be a fascinating thing to do. Of course, neither you nor I are invited to be part of these meetings. But guess what? I found Puerto Vallarta's rule book online and I downloaded it. Now, it's not going to be very interesting reading, I'm sure. And I can't guarantee that I will find time to read the city's rules and regulations. But if I do and I find something really silly, I will bring it back to the broadcast. Like I'm imagining things like, you know, where you leave your horse and so forth and so on. I mean, I have no idea how out of date the city's rules are, but it will be a fascinating discovery. Again, I'll try to carve some time this week to read the city's rules and regulations just in time for Halloween, a Day of the Dead, and find out exactly what I think needs to be updated. Of course, we don't make the decisions, but doesn't hurt to have a look, does it? And just like that, we finished the news. I haven't even turned on the weather, so let me do that very quickly so we can see what is happening out there. Enjoy the sun. This is the last time you'll ever see it. Well, that's not very uplifting, but that's what snarky weather has to say today. It is 29 degrees right now. Humidity is low, 62%. Could we be making the switch? I certainly hope so. Excuse me. Our weather forecast for today says it's going to be a humid day with clear skies throughout the day, a high of 32 and a low of 21. Then tomorrow we'll have a humid day with clear skies, a high of 32 and a low of 21. And then Wednesday, humid with mostly clear skies throughout the day, a high of 32 and a low of 19. What are the chances of rain? They are negligible, so I'm not even going to mention it today. Now, take a look at this crowd. What was this about? I did not get the memo, but thanks to our good friend Daniel House, who was back in Puerto Vallarta, we find out that this hullabaloo was going on in front of the Malecón last night. Lots of motorcycle farting. Apparently there was a Day of the Dead parade for motorcyclists. I didn't get the invite. Maybe you did. I didn't. But this was the Malecón last night. And since Daniel shared this with me, I thought I would share it with you. The end. Moving right along, if you've spent enough time in Puerto Vallarta or elsewhere in Mexico, chances are you've been offered agua de horchata or rice water at one point or another. This is a very traditional, very refreshing beverage, quite popular and frequently available at taco stands or traditional Mexican restaurants. But what if you wish to prepare it at home? Well, among other things, you will need to have access to a very fine sieve to be able to separate the rice coarse particles. But you can also go to the supermarket and purchase a prepared concentrate. You just add water and bingo. But which one do you choose that is not overly loaded with sugar and additives? Well, the Federal Consumer Protection Bureau has come to the rescue with the following recommendation. They recommend the brand Tucán, like the restaurant, or the bird. So if you want to prepare agua de horchata at home, this is the brand that has the least amount of excessive sugar and additives. So I just thought I would share that with you. And I was checking Facebook this morning and I caught this very last minute invitation. I don't know if they have planned it a few days ago, but Monson Brewing says, join us today, Monday, October 28th, in our second floor mosaic room to carve pineapples while enjoying Beetlejuice, the classic 1988 version. We'll play Beetlejuice on loop starting at 5 p.m. and free popcorn will be available. Pineapples will be first come, first carved while supplies last. And that makes sense to me. Pineapples in a tropical environment, I love it. So that was that. Then I have lots of information about the city's official Day of the Dead celebration, which starts, let me put this on my side monitor so that I can read it because I'm going to translate on the fly. Okay, so it starts on the 31st, the official celebration of Puerto Vallarta, which is called Recuérdame, Remember Me. It starts on the 31st at 6 p.m. with inauguration at the main plaza at 6 p.m. There are going to be some gymnasts doing their thing at the Rio Quale at the same time. At 6:30, there's going to be um, something called El Pan de la Catrina at the Rio Quale Cultural Center, but there's no explanation as to what El Pan de la Catrina is. It could be a play. It could be, we don't know. At 7 p.m., there's a Catrina tasting. This is a Catrina made with Day of the Dead bread. This is going to happen on the main plaza at 7 p.m. Then at 8 p.m., there's going to be a saxophone player at Los Arcos del Malecón. We don't know who the player is or what kind of music is going to be performed, but that's just the way the city does their thing. Then on the November 1st, there's the Isla de los Muertos festival at 4 o'clock at the Isla Rio Quale. We've talked about this in the past. Then there's going to be a show, Coco, at Los Arcos del Malecón at 7. The Xutla Ballet will perform at 7:30 at Parque Lázaro Cárdenas. And there's going to be an orchestra performing at Los Arcos del Malecón at 8:30. This is again on November 1st. Then I take a sip of water. On November 2nd, the actual Day of the Dead, there's going to be a parade that starts at 5 p.m. at the Cinco de Diciembre Cemetery and ends at Los Arcos del Malecón. We don't know if the parade will come down from the Malecón, from the cemetery to the main road along the usual street because it's under construction, San Salvador. But we don't know. We do know that if you want to catch the parade, you want to be somewhere along the Malecón. Again, the parade starts at 5 o'clock. Then we had mentioned a Catrina competition that is going to take place at Los Arcos del Malecón. That will be at 7:30. At the same time, the Xutla Ballet will be performing at Parque Lázaro Cárdenas. Then there are going to be some audiovisual screenings at the Quale Cultural Center at 8 p.m. And Muelle de la Vela, where is that? Oh, okay. I think. Okay, there's going to be a video mapping screening at 8 p.m. along the road that leads to the Los Muertos Pier. That has to be the Muelle de la Vela. I don't know why they don't call it what for its name. And then at 8:30 in Los Arcos del Malecón, there's going to be a musical performance by Jimena Esparza. Jimena Esparza. Have you heard Jimena Esparza? Do you know who she is? I don't, but that's what they advertised. And then on the 3rd of November, the day after Day of the Dead, there is going to be some kind of corporal body expression, something for seniors at Los Arcos del Malecón at 6 p.m., a musical performance at 7. It says that it's called Here Comes Death, so we don't know more about that. And then at 7:30, the Xutla Ballet at Lázaro Cárdenas Park. So there's a lot of information. There's a lot of activities related to the Day of the Dead celebration here in Puerto Vallarta. I wish there was more specific information about all these things. We'll talk about that in a moment. But first, I also want to let you know that the Emiliano Zapata art galleries are resuming their seasonal art walks starting on November the 8th, and they have a whole schedule of events. And this happens late at night. I think it happens on Fridays. I don't have my calendar open right now. But if you want to check out the different shops and galleries that cater to fine art in Emiliano Zapata, this is an art walk that is similar to the downtown art walk, the El Centro art walk. Of course, they cannot call it art walk because when they try to do that, the El Centro people got a little testy. Yes, they did. Don't ask me how I know that. All I know is they gave it a different name. Okay, enough of that. I also want to let you know that tickets are now available for Beware the House on Haunted Hill. Uh, and I do know that there's a description of the show in the link that I'm going to share with you. I failed to include it here, but you can find more information about this. This is a comedy directed by John Shepard. And from what I understand, it should be very, very fun. Again, performances of this start on the 20th. And if I'm not mistaken, rather, this will happen at the American School. Okay, now I have 3 back to back performances to announce from El Rey Lounge, and I have some gentle points to make for anyone that is advertising performances. And I make these points not in the spirit of criticizing, but more in the spirit of wanting to make sure that everybody does great this coming fall and winter season. The first one has to do with a performance that'll happen on Wednesday from 7 to 9, this coming Wednesday in a couple of days, and this features Mao. Mao will be playing from 7 to 9, and the copy that was provided by the venue says, "Come enjoy your evening with a wonderful night of music with Mao. Cool AC and great cocktails await." My question is, and you don't need to answer because we'll make a point in a second. My question is, does this get you out of the house? Does it get you to attend, particularly if you have no idea of who Mao is? The second one, the following day, has Bobby and the Other, Thursday, October 31st from 8:30 to 10:30. And the copy says, "Come enjoy a spooky Halloween costume contest and great music with Bobby and the Other. AC, great drinks, and fun." Now, we talked about Bobby and the other day because we happen to know her music. But if you don't know the music of Bobby and the Other, does this get you out of the house? I asked myself. And the last one is the following day, November 1st, Friday, with Lenny Lopez from 8 to 10 p.m. And the copy says, "Enjoy your weekend with cool AC and great live music." So we're looking at 3 back-to-back events that feature live musicians, but who the hell are they? Alice! Who the fuck is Alice? I mean, it is so funny to me that, of course, if you happen to know who the musicians are, of course you're going to be compelled to make the decision as to whether you want to go or not. But when you don't know, when maybe you're just a visitor, and you look at this photograph by Lenny and you're thinking to yourself, well, I mean, he's holding a guitar, so clearly he's going to play the guitar. But what kind of music is he going to play? What if he plays music that I don't like? So I thought to myself, well, Paco, you haven't had your coffee. You're being a bitch about this. You're being whiny. You're being silly. But then I thought to myself, well, let's find out how other people feel about this. So early this morning, where are you, Safari? There you are. Early this morning, I deployed a quick and dirty survey on Coffee and Headlines, and I asked, when you're thinking of going to a venue that features live music, which one of these 3 ads is more attractive to you? Number 1, the one that simply says live music. Number 2, the one that features the name of the performer or band. And number 3, the one that features the name and a short description of the style of music you will enjoy. And the vast majority of you, 87%, want more information about what is being performed. So the good news is I'm not being a bitch. I'm not being difficult. I'm not being special. But if I'm visiting a city and I want to go listen to live music, of course I want to know what kind of music is going to be performed, particularly if the musician is the center, the primary feature. So I know what you're thinking. You think, well, I'm not I'm not an advertiser. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. No information was provided. Da 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 da. Well, that's when ChatGPT comes to the rescue, and I'm going to demonstrate this. And if this is boring, please forgive me, but I do need to get this out of my system because it happens a lot. It happens to me. It happens to many of us. We should never take for granted that people out there, potential audience members, potential clients, are, um, we should never take for granted that our audiences are going to know what we are offering or what we're talking about. So let's go into ChatGPT. Da, 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 da. Here we are, ChatGPT. Know ChatGPT? You should know ChatGPT. So I'm going to type a little prompt here. And I promise I'll be done with this in a second. Maybe you're not even interested in this, but I just want to get this out of my system. I promise. Here's the secret for AI. A lot of people say to me, you use ChatGPT and it doesn't work for them, but you have to nurture ChatGPT with context. So I'm going to type a guitar player named Lenny Lopez will perform at a local bar lounge. Lenny is a local musician, very well regarded, that specializes in romantic Mexican ballads, boleros. What else does Lenny does? Some flamenco and mariachi music. He often performs by himself, accompanied by acoustic guitar, and is very popular in local restaurants. Now, that I haven't asked ChatGPT anything. I'm just feeding ChatGPT some context. Now, here goes the question. Can you provide me with a 5-word phrase? Could be 4-word, could be 3-word, could be 10-word phrase that describes his skill for a flyer I am designing. Why do I say 5 words? Well, because a lot of times you don't want to include so many words in your flyer that you overcrowd it. Finally, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, give me 5 options. Bingo. So ChatGPT says, master of romantic guitar melodies, soulful strummer of Mexican ballads, virtuoso of boleros and flamenco, enchanting acoustic guitar performer, and passionate mariachi and bolero specialists. Now, my question to you is, are you more inclined to attend this performance by Lenny Lopez if you have that additional bit of information? Now, let's up the ante a little bit, and because we've taken care of what we're going to put on the flyer. Like those 5 words could easily fit on top of this flyer. But let's go back to ChatGPT for a second. And I'm going to do a little bit more here. And I'm going to say the venue is called El Rey Lounge de Versalles. And it features a cozy, comfortable environment with AC, a great variety of signature cocktails, and other beverages, including 2 for 1 and special promotions announced on the spot. I just made that up. But if I'm the owner of the venue, I should know what I serve, right? So I just gave ChatGPT context. I have not yet asked a question, but I'm going to say now, here's a question. Please give me a paragraph to a paragraph for a Facebook event in which I am hoping to entice an audience for this special event that will take place. When was this? This was on, what was the date? On Friday. Okay, so let me go back to ChatGPT. This coming Friday, not to be missed. So I've just asked ChatGPT to give me some copy, and ChatGPT delivers. Join us for an unforgettable evening of music with the incredible Lenny Lopez, a local gem renowned for his romantic Mexican ballads, boleros, flamenco, and mariachi tunes. Enjoy Lenny's soulful strumming and heartfelt performances in our cozy and comfortable environment, complete with air conditioning to keep you cool. Sip on our signature cocktails and take advantage of our fantastic 2 for 1 and special promotions announced on the spot. Don't miss this special event at El Rey Lounge de Versalles, the perfect setting for a night of enchanting music and great drinks. See you this Friday. Now, my question to you is, what gets you out of the house? What I just read, or enjoy your weekend with cool AC and great live music? The end. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is there are tools at our disposal. There are things that we can do to get people to come to our events, to participate, to get out of the house. Our attention span is the size of my pinky. So anything and everything that we can do to get people to attend is going to increase the probability that our event will be successful. My wish for anyone that is involved in creating events for people to attend is that you don't think that we're stupid. We really need more information to get out of the house. And the more information you provide, the more likely people are going to show up. And that's just my humble opinion. And 84% of you had a similar opinion as well. So I'm done with that. Last but not least, of course, while we're talking about all of this, a quick service announcement. Tomorrow is Day of the Dead, which you can enjoy at 5 o'clock, my presentation of all the tradition and all the history and all the folklore surrounding Day of the Dead. It's going to be at 5 o'clock at the Joint Boutique Hotel. It's going to be a lot of fun, particularly because if you get there early, the Café Rio at the Joint, which closes at exactly at 5, so you need to get there before 5, is offering a couple of specials on Day of the Dead bread that you should enjoy. Now, I mentioned this yet another time today because I've been told that tickets are selling fast. So don't miss out. Tickets are about 65% sold. So I know there's somebody that asked for a reservation. My suggestion is go and get your tickets ahead of time, because if you don't show up on time, it's entirely up to the venue to let other people go in, even if you have a reservation. I will have very little control over that. And that's all that I have for today. We made it. Where is this? Here it is. Ooh, I picked my nose and you caught me. Let's see what we have today. Good afternoon from David. Good morning from many of you. Thank you very much. Um, da-da-da-da. Vicky says it's wet and dreary here, but we have no idea where here is, but that's okay. Jim, I have your bus card. Yay. Let's see. Mijal, what on earth are you doing in Las Vegas? Are you going to go to that ginormous sphere chingadera? I really wish you would, even if it's expensive, so you can tell us all about it. Let's see. John says F1 race in Mexico City was amazing. Go Lando Norris. I have no idea who Lando Norris is, but I did notice that our own Checo Perez, you know, the pilot driver from Guadalajara, the one that gets the sponsorship for, gets a lot of money to put the name of Puerto Vallarta in his helmet. I think he came in at 17. So that's not good. I hear Whiskey Kitchen is coming to Oasis Bar to be called the Chicken Coop. Great news for my location. I read somewhere that Gina is doing a menu for them, but I don't know the nature of the association. Let's see what else we have. I don't see a lot of cues. Shootla dancers are wonderful. Yes, they are. Thank you for the endorsement. Thank you for the shout out for Beware of the House on the Haunted Hill. And tickets are available at the website. Of course, this URL is not going to show up, but you will be able to get access to the website from the announcement that I'm going to share in the show notes. Let's see. Then your reaction to my... It was not a rant. It was just, you know, if I go to the bar because I'm looking to get laid and I'm there with my buddy who's also looking to get laid, and I look at my buddy's crotch and I see that his fly is open, what do? I turn over to my buddy and I say, dude, your fly is open. You know, because who wants to get laid by someone whose fly is open? So in that spirit, I share this information, not to criticize any particular venue or anything. All I'm saying is essentially that I agree with Albert Friss. The older I get, the more information I need to get out of the house. Amen. So there you have it. That was my little constructive something or other for today. That was our broadcast for today. So if you found something valuable, if you enjoyed all those events, if you appreciate the work that we do here to keep you connected, then you know where to do, you know where to do, you know where to go, you know what to do. And of course, if you've already been there or you don't want to go there, the least you can do is go there and recommend, forward, share, like, subscribe, follow, all those good things. They all amount to very much and very much appreciated oomph to keep us in the minds and the hearts of other people like you. So thank you very much. Have a great Monday, and I'll see you again. What? QW. Oh, question. Will Day of the Dead flyer be in show notes? If you are referring to all the information that I shared from the city, the answer is yes. So here I go to prepare the show notes while there you go to enjoy a wonderful Monday. Ciao.